got the Dudeman with you once again, and I'm here. I'm very excited. I've been waiting to do this video for months now. I picked up, earlier this year, I picked up this beautiful jazz style Overwater bass. If you've never heard of Overwater bass, it's a small bass manufacturing company in the UK, and the owner of Overwater basses is Mr. Chris May, and Chris takes great pride in his workmanship and building instruments and all that. Fantastic guy. And last year I decided I wanted to get a new bass, but I heard a very similar bass as this being played in a video, and a guy was doing some slapping. And I said, my God, that thing is the best sounding slap bass I've ever heard. I mean, best, second to none. I said, I got to have one of those. That's what I want. They're not cheap. This one cost me about in the neighborhood of $3,000 with shipping and what do they call the import fees and all that stuff. So that's about what it cost at the time. It might have gone up since then, because of everything in general is going up in cost due to various things, COVID related and government related and all that. But we're not going to get into all that nonsense. We're going to talk about the Overwater bass. This is a great bass, and I want to quickly tell you all about it. First of all, it has a swamp ash body, and the neck is maple. Now, the bass that I heard was a swamp ash body, full solid maple neck. This one has a rosewood top on it, which is what I prefer. I like the look of them better, and I just got used to playing that kind of neck setup. All right, so that's that. Over here we have an Overwater bridge. This is their own bridge that they manufacture. It's nice. It's not real big, not real fancy, but it's a very beautiful bridge, and it sounds great. Stays in tune. The pickups, I believe they're Overwater. What do you call it? Not licensed, but I think it's their own design, or somebody builds them only for Overwater. I think that's what it is. I'm not sure on that, but they're great sounding pickups. The bass frequency on the tone here, it's like the biggest bass frequency I ever heard, fatter than you would ever want it. You might not be able to hear it. I'll play it for you in a little bit, cranked up. You probably won't be able to hear it through this recording through an iPad, and then on YouTube you're just not going to get that kind of bass frequency out of your computer probably, but believe me, it's a lot of bass on there, and they sound great. Now, these are active passive. The pickups are actually passive, the electronics are active, and it also has a passive feature. So I'll show you a little closer so you can see. Look at that bridge though. That is a beautiful, beautiful bridge. Okay, so you got the controls. You got volume, and then you got your pickup selector. And for what I refer to as my signature tone, I keep that dead center, center detent. Here you have the treble, and this is a stack pot. These are all stack pots. Well, the first two are stack pots. This is a treble on the top, bass on the bottom. Nice. And then this is your passive control. If you want to play in passive, you pull that out. And this control here is your main control for your tone for the passive. It's what they refer to as a global control. In other words, all the way counterclockwise, and you're going to get more bass. You're going to bring out the bass all the way clockwise, and it's full treble. I tend to set it somewhere about 3/4, favoring the treble side. And this is passive now. So they sound great. Back to active. Now I had this control panel taken out. I was looking at it and seeing, I noticed there's some settings that you can set yourself in there if you want. And one of them, one of the controls sets the passive volume so it matches your active volume. So if you want to change that a little, make one or the other a little hotter, or make them dead even. Of course, typically you'd want them dead even, but some people have different ideas in mind, and that's cool too. And then the other controls, I believe they're for, there's two more controls. I think they're for the treble and the bass, how much you can get there, whatever. Okay, so that's that. On the back, you got your battery box here, quick battery connect box, and the other thing I wanted to tell you about the back here. Let's take a look. Look at that wood. It's beautiful wood. So this is what they call a deep neck pocket, deep pocket neck cutout. This is like an add-on feature that you can get, and what you get out of that is, I think you get more punch on the bass, and it's more sustained. So you know your neck, the fretboard ends here, but the neck goes all the way back to probably about here. Let's see, right there. Yeah, that's probably about where it's cut out to, and you got two bolts on each end, pretty heavy duty. It's a solid neck. The neck has graphite reinforcing rods inside it, which makes it a more stable neck. And here where I'm at in Virginia, just a couple days ago, the humidity started going crazy here, and that affects wood instruments, usually, most of them anyway. And every once in a while you got to adjust your neck. So I said, well, the strings were starting to get a little high, so I figured I'd give it an adjustment, and I put the wrench in there, and just I did half a turn, and those strings came and sat right back where I like them, where I prefer them, which is, I like a slightly low action. So that's great, man. So the neck is awesome. The tuners are hip shot lightweight tuners. Now it's great that they're lightweight, keep the weight of the bass down. These, I don't know if they're still breaking in, or maybe it has something to do with the strings. Probably not the strings, but I think they're probably still breaking in. But they're a little kind of jumpy when you go to tune up. They're just like, you got to put a little pressure on it, and then all of a sudden it'll go, and it's not like a real smooth tuning machine. I think they just got to break in, is what it is, because they are a well-known manufacturer of quality products. But that's what I'm finding with these in particular. Not a big deal though. I mean, the bass stays in tune great, sounds great. I do a lot of live shows. I do a lot of outside stuff, big shows, you know, lots of people there. And every time I play, it never fails. Since I've been playing this, I've done quite a few shows now, and I have people coming up and say, man, what kind of bass is that? Is that a Fender, or what is that? And they say, man, that thing sounds great. And I say, man, that's a good looking bass, and it sounds great too, you know, it's just things like that. So it's great to hear. Man, I knew it sounded great. That's why I wanted one. So, and it plays really nice. So I like it very much. Right now, I'm just going to leave it center detent on most of the stuff. Well, actually, what I'll do, so you can hear the bass, maybe you'll be able to hear the bass. I'm going to crank up the bass. Maybe you could hear that, maybe you didn't. Anyway, let's not get carried away with playing. Typically, I like the bass cranked up a little bit past center detent. I start right at center detent whenever I'm using any bass, and that's where I start getting my sound. And usually, with a good instrument, it's real close. But that's more bass. Believe me, if you're in this room, you'd know that that's more bass than most people would ever want. It sounds great. It's fat. I'm going to tell you another thing that I like about this instrument, and I noticed this right away when I started playing it. I'm the type of bassist who likes to go up high on the strings and also high on the neck. Anyway, when I do that, when I go high on the strings or high on the neck, I notice I'm not losing all my bass. Like with most instruments, when I go up and play those higher parts that I just did, there would be virtually no bass left. I mean, virtually none. But here, when I go up higher, listen to that. There's still bass when you're playing those high notes, and I love that about this. It's a good feeling because you're just not, if you're doing a solo or something, or even a solo behind a band, and you're going up for those higher notes, and you're losing your bass. It's like, oh man, come on, you know. You gotta have a great sound. When you got a great equipment, a great instrument, you're gonna play better. You know, it's just gonna help you reach your goals, and it'll help you know, if you're hearing what you want to hear, you're not gonna be upset about your tone and saying, this sucks, man. You're gonna be nailing it. You're gonna be getting down. Anyway, so one thing I always, I used to have a P bass, and I cut this area out of my P bass, and I later found out that Billy Sheehan did the same thing, and then manufacturers started doing it, Fender started doing it. Now everybody lets you do that, they cut that out, so you can go way up here now. So I'm playing like whatever that was like a B minor way up here, as high as you can go. I think that's what it was. No, that was A minor, way up high on second octave. So you could reach those high chords, and not everybody plays way up there, but it's good to know that if you want to go up there, you can. Typically, I'll go up there for chords. So the chords sound nice up there high on the bass, you know, so that's great. It's good to have that cut out over there. What else can I tell you, man? What else can I tell you? What else do you want to know? If you want to know anything else about this instrument, you could go ahead and send me a message. And one other thing I wanted to tell you about is when you get this bass, you get this certificate of authenticity, which is a nice thing because it shows you're the original owner, got your name on there, exactly what the bass is, serial number, the color. This is a trans red satin, I think it says. Yeah, trans red satin. Now this is a satin finish. If you get a full gloss, this thing is glowing. But what I noticed in pictures that I've had taken of me on stage, it's pretty flashy up there, so it looks great. So anyway, this letter of authenticity is also signed by Mr. Chris May himself. Sends you a little thank you note in there, and I also wanted to show you the case that came with it, but I can't. I'm trying to think if I'm missing anything on this instrument, but I guess not. If I miss something, just go ahead and send me a note. But I'm going to cut the recording right now, and then I'm going to show you the Overwater case that I got with it. It's actually made for Overwater, but it's made by a company called Headstock. That's right, I said Headstock. I know it's a little unusual of a name, but it's a great case. I don't usually get excited about cases. You know, you open them up, they're all beautiful on the inside, they look fine, but this is an exceptional case. And, you know, I got to show it to you. That's all. It's a little story behind that. Well, the guys from Headstock took a picture. I guess there was about 6 of them standing on one of their cases. All 6 of them, and it's not caving in or anything. It's a strong case. This case will hold 1,000 pounds of weight. It's rated for 1,000 pounds of weight on this case. So this is not only a great base, but it's a well-protected base too. So it's good to know. I'm glad I got the case with it. It's good to know that it's well protected, but 1,000 pounds on your case, you know, someone could put their whole amp rack on there and it probably wouldn't break it at all. So that's cool, but I'll just give you a quick video of that before I check out, okay? I'll be right back. Okay, this is the Headstock base made just for Overwater bases, and look how they did it. That is the Overwater logo there. It's like deeply cut into the, deeply molded, I should say, deeply molded into the case. Very cool. And the stickers didn't come with it. Actually, the stickers, I'm going to tell you who that is. The guy's name is Percy O'Veeby, and he has a blues network here in Virginia, and this is his other sticker. It's called Nacho Grandma's Blues Network. So I believe he's on Facebook, but he came out to see us play, and he's a good guy, and you know, you might want to check his blues network out. Okay, I'm going to show you the inside of the base real quick, the case rather. When I first looked at the case, I said, wow, these are kind of small latches. You know, they don't look like there's anything special about them. But then when I went to open them, I was like, oh, look at that. They flip right out of the way. Easy. They're small, they're strong, they're sturdy, and they open easy. I love the way they flip out of the way, because so many cases, they got these kind, look at this other case, they got these kind of latches where, you know, you got this thing, and sometimes they don't line up right, and you got to kind of move them around. Oh, okay, we got it. Okay, but these are sturdy, so really good. So kudos to Headstock's base cases. So the inside is typical, beautiful, you know, lined with whatever they line it with. A nice big a pocket for stuff. Here's one of the Overwater brochures, and look at this instrument. I would love to have this instrument. Look at this. I'll put it in the case. This instrument in my case right now. I'd love to have that one, but at the price they are, only one at a time. He gave me some tools for the bass, of course, most manufacturers do. Here I got an extra bell plate because I originally wanted a chrome bell plate just for a little bling, and he originally had it set up with a black bell plate. So he said, well, if you ever get sick of the chrome, here's a black one. You could put that on there and all that. And just in case you didn't get a good shot of this instrument, here it is in good light. So you can see that beautiful Overwater bridge, the Overwater pickups, the bell plate with the configuration, beautiful woodwork, rosewood maple neck, awesome, and the hip shot tuners, and I had the headstock painted the same color as the body. Just my choice. You don't have to do that, but I think it looks better that way. Okay, one other thing I wanted to show you. Well, there's Studio X back there. But here is, some people ask, what are you playing through? It sounded good. I use a Jens Ben 6.2 shuttle combo for some of my studio stuff, some of my live stuff, some of my jam stuff or recordings. I use it for a lot of different things. Great amp, by the way. And all right, everybody, thanks for watching the YouTube video for the Overwater jazz style bass guitar. I hope you enjoyed it. And if you did, give me the old YouTube thumbs up. I appreciate that. And if you don't mind, it would be great if you would subscribe to the channel. That helps me and I could help you. We've got some more cool videos coming out very soon now that I have a little more time on my hands to put stuff together like that. One that several people have mentioned they wanted to see was one of my favorite, all-time favorite fretless player who you never heard of. So I'm going to put that out soon, and also some studio secrets for recording the bass guitar. So a lot of bass guitar stuff. That's what I like. Okay, thanks guys, appreciate it. Adios.